Hey gang, welcome back. It is Aubrey here, and I thought I'd just drop in and do a little update since I have some stuff to talk about. I figured I had a little bit of time this afternoon, so kind of grabbed everything and I figured I'd sit down and have a little bit of a chat. This is not going to be long. Like last time, I think it was over an hour because it was the StitchCon, post-StitchCon little chat, but I've been working on some stuff. I actually haven't gotten like a ton of stuff done in July since July has kind of been a busier month, but I have enough that I can talk about. So I figured it was kind of like piling up. So I figured I'd do this while baby is napping. So yeah, so it is now, it's the very end of July. Tomorrow is the start of August, which is hard to believe, but so I've been to like New Jersey and back. My daughter turned 2, so now I have a 2-year-old, which is hard to wrap my brain around, but somehow that happens. That's why July's just kind of been busy, and I brought Stitch in New Jersey, which I'll show you, but I didn't actually do a whole lot, which I had a feeling was going to happen, but I just wanted to bring it. But realistically, by the time I sat down and I had to use like a little book light and stuff, it just didn't happen that much. But there was one day I was actually there, the baby was napping, I sat on my parents' deck, and I was like, I think I literally got one stitch in, and as I was finishing that, I heard the baby crying upstairs, and I was like, and my mom was like, well, and I'm like, yep, that's kind of my life, so that's kind of what happens. But yeah, so it was really good. Actually, while I was in New Jersey, I got to visit Needleworker's Delight, so I have some haul too. I got a few charts there, which was a lot of fun. I would have bought more, but since I was flying, I had to stick to my bag limit, which I was actually over somehow. I didn't even like shop that much, but somehow, I guess with the couple of birthday presents she got in New Jersey, it like set me like half a pound over, and thank God the woman at the airport I saw it and was like, uh-oh, I was like getting ready to yank stuff out, but luckily she said nothing, so I said nothing, and we were on our way and I made it home. So yeah, so that all happened. So while I was in New Jersey, I worked on Liberty's Welcome. Whoop, there we go. In case you didn't remember it, that is what it looks like. Haven't gotten a ton done on that. But yeah, so basically on this, I will show you. So I finished, don't mind that. Wow, that is my cat, Oliver. Literally, he's outside most of the day. He's kind of like in and out, and I start to do this, and he jumps on the table because he wants attention. So yeah, so I totally finished that sun, and then I came down, and I basically was working on the border, and I did that little blue star at the bottom there. So that's really all I got done in New Jersey. It was not a ton, and I started to work in on that flag a little bit, if you can see that. But I just think this is super pretty. Here comes my cat. But yeah. So that is Liberty's Welcome. So that's all I got done. I think that was maybe like a week and a half to 2 weeks, and that's all I really accomplished on that. When I got home, I started stitching and I got a little bit more done. I worked on the fox, which I haven't taken out in a while, but I just think is super pretty. And I put on my Instagram, it's one of the pieces that I don't love to work on, but I think it's beautiful how it's coming out, and really the colors really pop and everything. My cat's laying on my stuff right now. This is what happens. You want to see? I think I showed you guys last time. There he is on top of all of my stuff, on top of my pile. He's a good boy. He's all of our animals are kind of older, but he's over 11 now, him and our other female cat, but we always joke, he's kind of like our dog. He's just very chill and laid back, but he's kind of a butthead like most cats are. Okay, Oliver. I'm sorry. My daughter she's napping right now. Depending on when she gets up, I might let her say hello. She hasn't been on here in a while, and I don't really, oh, it's still going. Okay, I'm getting a call. Hold on, let me read that. I don't go back and like watch myself. That like freaks me out a little bit, but I will sometimes, like when I'm at work, because I'm a mom and I sit at work and look at pictures of my baby. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll just like watch the video portions that she's in, and it's so freaking cute. And so I might, when she wakes up, I might let her say hi depending on how she's feeling. She's also a 2-year-old, so she has a lot of feelings and a lot of emotions, especially when she gets tired, but usually she wakes up really sweet. So if she wakes up and she's in a good mood, maybe I'll let her jump on here and say hi real quick. So this is the Realist Box I've been working on. Typically, I don't love kits. I found not all kits are created equal, but Realist I tend to like, and this is coming out just gorgeous. So if you're interested, it's Realist. It's 1510. Doesn't have a name. Well, I'm sure it has a name, but you know, Russian stuff. So I have been working, the fox was already done, so I've been working on all of the background. So all of this stuff in there. So he's just coming out super pretty. I'm gonna back it up a little bit. Yep. So eventually I should start to work on his body a little bit more down there, but I've been kind of sticking to the top one to get, there's like half stitches in there, and it's actually giving it a really, really pretty look. I was a little bit doubtful, and of course up close, that's why it's not that fun to work on. It's like a lot of the background stuff, but it's really giving it an awesome look. He's gonna be so cute when he's done. Yeah, on the blue, it's just all those, like the oranges and the reds just really pop on that. I just think it's so much fun. Yeah, so that's what I worked on for quite a bit. It's funny, I've been working on a lot on like 32 count and stuff, and I believe, I don't know. Oh, this is 14. So yeah, I've been working on 32 and this is 14, and it just feels huge. And I'm like, holy cow. And then I went back, my next one I'm gonna show you, I've been working on Savior's Praise this week, and that's on the 32, and I'm just like, I feel like it's so tiny. So it's so funny how you get used to certain things. And hold on, sorry. I was, before I went to New Jersey, I always joke every time I go and visit my parents at Christmas, I had a really bad cough. I had to sleep in a separate room because it was so bad. This time I come out, I have a cough again. I always catch them from my daughter, but it started out, I thought it was more of like an allergy. It started off as a dry cough, and I was like, dang, and it wasn't like too terrible. The worst of it was in New Jersey, which you think would be awful, but I'd actually prefer that to happen than to have a cough like that back working. So there's nothing worse than working with a cough, because I always say when you're doing hair, it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, because it's like if I call out, people are going to be super pissed because then they can't get in for a while. Or if I go and they're like, ooh, are you sick? And I'm like, oh, well, you'd be pissed. So I'm like, it's just the worst when I have a cough. So it was actually good I had in New Jersey, but I'm still, a couple weeks later, I'm still like kind of fighting it a little froggy. It was weird because I felt pretty much fine. It was just this awful cough. Then I talked to one of my coworkers, and she said something how she went to the doctor and had bronchitis. So I was like, dang, did I have bronchitis? And I didn't realize it, probably, because that's hashtag mom life. Hashtag mom life. Yeah, I know it sucks. You have a cough and you keep going and keep trucking. I actually was telling my husband, I came back and I'm like, I thought it's getting a little bit better now. But I came home and I was like, oh my gosh, I pulled a muscle or something, or bruised a rib just from coughing in my rib. And I was like, I didn't feel like my cough was that bad. But I guess that's being in your 30s. Stuff like that happens now. So that's been not too fun. I can't even it's really tender. I can't even touch that spot, but apparently that's a thing that happens. Who knew? So I worked on the fox. Most recently, I've been kind of going through a weird, maybe because in New Jersey I got out of the habit of stitching, but it's not I didn't lose the stitchy bug like everybody says, but I've just been a little bit of a slump, and I don't know what that is. I'm going to talk about it. So I'm going to do arbitrary August and see if that helps maybe a little bit. But so I've just been kind of switching around. I haven't found anything I really love to work on. Maybe I just need a new start, probably. Which I set up because tomorrow is August 1st, so I'm going to start arbitrary August. And it's kind of a mouthful. But I put it on and I had 12. So I'm like, okay, I have 12 works in progress that are in my little basket that I work on. And I was like, well, that's kind of a decent amount, but you can always have more. I hear people on Flosstube that have 30, 40, 60. So I think I'm kind of under control. I have a lot of charts, but I don't have a lot kitted up. So in case you don't know what it is, Savior's Praise by Shakespeare's Peddler. This has been really popular this year since market. It is a lot of fun to work on, despite me being in a little bit of a slump. Yeah, as I was saying, it's I don't know if being in New Jersey and just not stitching a ton for that week kind of got me out of it, but it'll come back. I'm just kind of waiting it out. I'm not going to take this off the Q-snaps. I'm probably going to work on this later today, so I don't want to take it off and then put it back on we're going to like a little local baseball game. It's not like a school. I don't even know what it is. It's not a school, but it's not like the city. Like Indianapolis has like their baseball, so I don't know like what division it is or anything. But it should be fun. We're going to take the baby. It's at 7, so I don't think we're going to be staying too long. Realistically, we'll probably stay an hour and a half, but we'll see how it goes. My 2-year-old daughter is obsessed with boys, and so when she sees, like, when we're driving in the car and she sees boys playing baseball, she, like, freaks out. So I think she's really going to like it, even though she might not understand it. So the last time I worked on this at StitchCon, let me hold this aside, and I had the whole pot. So I've only worked on this a few days. I had the whole pot done, and I think the flowers. So I just did, like, the vine coming up and those 2 guys, and I worked on some border. And I was getting bored, so I came down and I did the G of the alphabet, because like the alphabet's in there. So that's all I've been working on lately. I think part of the reason why I haven't been getting too much done, I'm sure some people on here, I started watching Outlander on Netflix, and that's just, I think I tried watching it like a couple years ago, and I watched like the first episode and was like, oh, I heard great things, but I don't know if I was like really into it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it again because everybody's been freaking out about it. So I've started. It's actually really, and it holds my attention. You want to watch it. So even my husband, he watched an episode a couple nights ago. He's like, when are you watching Outlander? Because usually we do our own things in the evening, but even he's into it, which is saying a lot. Never mind. Okay. So yeah, so that's everything I've been working on. As I said, when I was in New Jersey, I went down to Needleworker's Delight, which I had one of, kind of like me and my husband's are mutual. It's my husband's best friend, but he's also one of my really, really good friends. I asked him if he wanted to hang out, which when we go there, we don't always we're there a lot during the holidays, and it's hard to always get together. But this friend, Mike, who might be watching. Hello, Michael. He's just one of our really good, when we were first married, he was always just he was always with us and hanging out. He's just one of those people that, I don't know, we just both really get along really well with. So my husband wanted me to kind of blackmail him into going with me and not because it's an hour drive from my parents' house. And I'm I knew I didn't need to do that. All I needed to do was ask, and he was totally in. And he went there. I thought it was going to be quicker. I was there for an hour and a half, and he just hung out at the table, and he's just amazing. Mike, we love you. But yeah, so he took me down there. He actually, of course, he treated me to some of these charts too, so I was able to I've really wanted, which I know I've talked about a lot, I really wanted a carriage house sampling. And all they had there, I think they had the houses, and that's not super, maybe the village, and they had the map, and those aren't super high on my list. If it was the shores I really want to do, Year at Hawker and Hollow has kind of appealed to me, and maybe farms too, I don't know, but there's a couple, and that just wasn't, they didn't have those there that day that I was there. So so I was looking, since he treated me to some of those, I'm okay, I'm gonna get a chart that's a little bit more on the higher end and just treat myself. And Mike did not help that because he told me to treat myself. So yeah, so I'll show you what I got first, which I did not know. I just grabbed a handful, and then of course rips them out of my hands, and he just went and paid, which was super, super nice. It's incredibly nice. So this is the first one I got, Heartstring Samplery. Let me see if I can focus. It's the Create Your Own Motto, I believe it's called. I love the one that's on there. It's all I'm saying is you've never seen me crying and eating tacos at the same time. That's why really I thought it was just really cute. It looks on the smaller side, so maybe I could finish it sometime soon. But yeah, I just thought that was super cute, and I was okay. Actually, I also have let me focus it. My husband is wanting me to always make something for one of our friends, and this is kind of something that's just the border, and then I could put whatever I want to in there, something snarky I'm sure she would love. So that was that one. And then the other two, this one I have seen, I think maybe on Instagram, and I just thought it was super pretty. When I showed it to my friend, he was oh, and I'm you don't understand, it's so pretty stitched up. And we're dog people. It's the Ink Circles Dogs Declaration, Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Squirrels. It must have been on Instagram, but I saw this and I was oh my gosh, I wanted this for a while. I think when I do it, I'm going to do the Valdani just to try it. Just to give it, and there are big, like, especially like the letters, like it's really nice to have that variegation in there. So I think I've been doing mostly DMC on my stuff just for cost effectiveness, but I think with this one I'm probably gonna splurge and get the Valdani just to try it, because you know I gotta do a little bit of everything. But this is gonna be, I just remember, maybe I saw it at a shop, I don't remember where I saw it, but it was really, I was just amazed at how beautiful it was. It was cute and beautiful. And then this one I had no plans on getting. I saw this stitched up at Needleworker's Delight, and I was like, heck yes, sign me up. The colors, the fabric, I'm just gonna do it probably as is, because that's how the model was stitched up, and that's like exactly how I want it. Quaker Virtues, Bygone Stitches. I realized when I was going through my stuff that I actually have the Christmas Quaker, I think it's what it's called. I feel like those pictures on Bygone Stitches, they don't really do it justice, and this is big too, and even my friend was like, whoa. But it looks beautiful. The model was on like a gray fabric. I'm sure it was just, but the words really, whatever words, they were kind of like a dusty periwinkle color, and it was so pretty. And I've just been wanting to do something that's a little bit more, just kind of like straight, like not a lot of thread changes. I have a lot of those going, and this will be something just to sit down and kind of work on. But yeah, but it has like the simplicity community that has all those words like all the way through it. I'm really excited to start this. I don't know if I'm gonna be holed out too long before I start this, but obviously I'm gonna need to get like the fabric and everything like that. So yeah, those are the 3. And then the last one that I treated myself to, when I brought it home, my mom was like, oh, I should peel off. Okay, maybe, I mean, it doesn't matter, it's just you guys anyway. But I paid over $40 for this chart. It was kind of like I had a little bit of buyer's remorse like on the way home. I was like, what did I just do? Like, it's not a chart I've particularly been like dying to get or anything, but I saw it and it appealed to me, and now I'm like, am I really gonna like it? Then I looked it up on Instagram and I saw someone that stitched it up. It's just hard when pictures, when you don't see the model, so you don't really know like completely what you're buying. But I did Sarah Brazier, that's what I'm gonna call it, 1829, Hands Across the Sea. I love the deer in the middle. I think that's the first thing I saw was that deer in the middle, and I was just like, yep. I mean, I literally just grabbed it. I think I looked at it, I passed it by, looked at it a couple of times, and I was like, okay, kind of grabbed my eye, and then I was like, yep. The only thing I'm not so sure is, I don't know if you guys can see, it has a lot of yellow in there, which I'm not a huge yellow person, so I don't know if I'll change out that color. It's actually looking really good on this. Not for anything. But yeah, so I don't know. When I opened it, of course, when I got back to my mom's, I had to open everything and I wanted to look at everything. This, I mean, it comes with a book. I'm like, Hands Across the Sea, they have it down. It's not just like a paper chart. So I was really, for the price, it's still really impressive. It's probably going to be a blast to work on. So, and all those little, there's like all those little like specks in there. When I saw the picture, I think online, they're all bees, which is super cute. There's probably about 30 of them in there, but I'm sure this is one of those things that's just going to be like absolutely beautiful stitched up. And I've been in a really like sampler mood lately, so that's that. So yeah, that's everything I got. That's what I've been working on. That's the haul that I've acquired lately. And so yeah, so now we can talk a little bit about August. Yeah, it's not even that long. Talk a little bit about what my plans for August. I have been talking to Nicole, Off to the Flosses. I met her at StitchCon, and she realized in one of my videos that Mermaid of Atlantis, we both have this chart, and she asked me if I want to do a stitch along, and of course I'm not going to say no to that. Of course I want to do a stitch along. That's like a non-answer. So I believe she has hers all kitted up already. I don't have any of this kitted up, so I'm going to probably be, hopefully, maybe like a September start, sometime in September. So, yeah, I'm all about those stitch alongs. The fabric, of course, a lot of people I think switch out that green fabric. I'm not going to do the green fabric. What I've been thinking about, I've watched like 2 videos, so I think that I'm going to buy a cheap piece of fabric and I'm going to try to dye it myself. I talk to people at StitchCon that do it. It comes out beautiful, and I think it would just be a lot of fun to kind of dabble in, make something else by hand that's part of this. So if I do that, I think I'm gonna film it, not because I'm a professional, probably because it's gonna be like a comedy hour, which, I mean, it's not gonna be an hour, but I will film it probably just to laugh at myself. But if I do, I'll put it up. We can learn from my mistakes, everybody together. But yeah, so that's my plans. I'm gonna do that probably sometime soon, probably within the next 2 weeks or so. So yeah, maybe I can get my husband to film it, or I can just set up my stand and make it work. It'd be easier if I had like a kitchen island, which I do not have, but we'll see. So yeah, I would like a little bit, I still want a little bit of the green in the background, I'm thinking, but I mean, most people have done like the blue, so it looks like water. Maybe I'll do like a blue with like a blue-green modeling to it or something. I think would be really pretty, but I think she is just so pretty. This will be my first Mirabilia. I have not done one before. I'm super excited. I think I have all, the DMC I can just get locally, but all like the specialty thread. I'm not even going to buy the beads right now. I don't need those right now, and that's just, quite honestly, an extra expense that I don't need right now, so but I have like all the specialty thread and everything, like the Karen water lilies, Krynic is all in my basket in 1, 2, 3 stitch. So all I have to do, sorry, there's a bug. All I have to do is hit buy, and that'll be on its way. Okay, so that's that. There is, also I'm gonna put my Instagram name below. I'm a lot more active on Instagram lately than I am on here. I watch a lot of videos, but I'm not putting like, I'm not like a once a week video maker or anything like that, but Instagram is great, especially for the stitching community. I think, I mean, with the pictures and everything, it's straight to the point. I think it's a lot of fun. So I've been a lot more active on there. So I will leave my name below in case you want to follow. I'm always looking for new people to follow on there. But there is something going around the Common Threaded Stitcher. It's for August, and it gives you like a prompt every day of something to post. So it'll be great to make new friends on there. Maybe see people that you haven't noticed, because there are so many. Sometimes I get on there and there are people that post awesome stuff that I have never seen or never heard of. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That goes through the whole month of August, and it goes from, like, I briefly looked over, it goes from everywhere from like introduce yourself to 80s hair to unicorn chart. So that's going to be a ton of fun. I already told you I'm going to do arbitrary August. I don't know like how long. As I was making my wheel, I was kind of like, I was going through my bin, and there's some like I really don't want to work on, but if I spin it, I'm at least going to try and give it like a couple days. Ideally, every spin I'm going to give a week, because that's usually about how long I need to really see like any type of progress, because I'm stitching an hour or 2 each night, so I need that full week to really work on that. And that hour or 2 is now including Outlander, so it's not like constant stitching. It's a lot of watching TV. My husband jokes at me that I watch like garbage television, and like, well, I used to watch The Bachelor and Bachelorette. I've gotten off that, but Bachelor in Paradise, heck yes. Any type of garbage reality TV, call me a raccoon, because I'm all up in that. All up in that. But it's perfect for stitching because you don't have to have like eyes on it the whole time. Like I've been watching Southern Charm, and it is, I mean, it's pretty obviously scripted. I mean, these people are like, it kills me because these people are like waking up in bed, and you can tell like they're faking being asleep, but the girls are like in perfect makeup, and there's people in your house, so of course you're gonna be, I don't know, it's really funny to me, but I can't stop watching it, and it's great because I don't really have to watch it. So that's why I strategically pick my TV shows, and a lot of it's just not that great, so I don't have to watch it. But yeah, then I got involved in Outlander, and now my stitching is slacking because of it, but that's okay. That's fine. Yeah, Arbitrary August, that, and the Mermaid of Atlantis, already, that's in my plans for August. Not to start, but to get like kitted up and ready and everything like that. So yeah, so I believe that's all I have for you. Yeah, baby's still sleeping, so I'll probably just leave that, so that way I don't have to like mesh 2 videos and wait forever for that to happen. So maybe next time you'll get eyes on the baby. She is talking up us. She's 2 years old, and she just does not stop. She's constantly just, when her vocabulary, I mean, her vocabulary is already really great. She gives me stories in like really broken English, but she really starts, this child, she's not going to stop. She's just constantly going. So she is, her daycare, it's a daycare and a preschool, so now she's following, now that she's about to come out of like the infant, they have 3 different infant rooms, but now that she's 2, she'll be moving into the 2s room, and she is thrilled to death. She tells me every day how she plays with the 2s and loves them. So yeah, she's just getting so big. Like, she's like a full-grown little person now. It's great though. She's so much fun. I mean, I traveled on a plane by myself. My mom was so nervous that it was not going to go well. And besides, so the hardest part was getting through security with her and making it through like the lines. Once she was on the plane, I mean, like most kids, every time I've been on a plane with other kids, you don't even know they're there, and she was pretty much the same. On the way out there, it was a tiny, it's only like an hour and 45-minute flight, so it was a really small plane going out there, and she wanted to get down, and there was just one moment where I had to be like, you see that guy? I was talking about one of the stewards, and I was like, if you don't stay in your seat, you can't see Gigi and Poppy, and she was just like, oh no. But yeah, coming home, our flight got super delayed coming home. Thank God I didn't have to stay at the airport the whole time. That would have been a disaster if I had to wait 3 hours with the 2-year-old at the Newark airport. Luckily, we saw enough in advance that I didn't go till it was almost time to leave. But so we didn't take off until about 10:30 at night, and she slept the whole way home. I had to wake her up when we were at the gate to like get her off the plane. So that was really well, but she's just a joy. I got to go to the beach with her. So even though kids are a lot of work, it's awesome seeing things through there. Everything's new for her, and it's just so much fun to see everything through her eyes. Like the baseball game tonight is gonna be a blast because that's all new to her. We did our county fair recently. That was super fun. So summer has been busy, not a ton of stitching, but that's what winter time is for, honestly. Like, there's gonna be a lot of months where we're just sitting around the house and don't have much to do. So yep, that's all I got for you. Right at 26 minutes. I will take every little bit of that. That's usually where I like my videos to sit, about a half hour or less. So yeah, I will talk to everybody later. If I do that fabric, I will put up a video on that. Otherwise, I'll probably be back on here the end of August. So everybody enjoy your August. I will see you on Instagram if you're on Instagram, and talk to everybody later. Bye guys.